The rule of 10 is based on a simple but important idea. Many people spend decades preparing financially for retirement, but far fewer spend enough time thinking about how many truly healthy and active years they may realistically have to enjoy it. Most people focus almost entirely on building savings, growing investments, and reaching a specific retirement age, but they often overlook something equally valuable: time, energy, mobility, and good health. There is a stage in life that often becomes more meaningful than people expect. It usually arrives sometime in the late 50s or early 60s. During these years, many people finally have more financial stability, fewer family obligations, and a clearer sense of what they want from life. For the first time in decades, they may have the opportunity to travel, spend more time with loved ones, focus on hobbies, or simply enjoy slower and more peaceful days. But many people continue delaying that chapter. Some keep working because they feel uncertain about their finances. Others continue because retirement feels emotionally unfamiliar. Some are simply following the traditional expectation that retirement should happen at 65 or later, even if their situation may allow more flexibility earlier. Then something unexpected happens. Time moves faster than they imagined. Energy levels change, health conditions appear, physical limitations become more noticeable. Suddenly, activities that once sounded exciting feel more difficult or less realistic. Long trips become exhausting. Outdoor adventures require more effort. Even simple routines may take more energy than before. This is why retirement timing matters so much. At Golden Seniors Hub, we believe retirement planning should not focus only on how long your money lasts. It should also focus on whether you are protecting enough healthy and active years to truly enjoy your freedom. Many health experts have pointed out that healthy life expectancy is different from total life expectancy. People today may live into their late 70s or 80s, but many experience health challenges years before that. Conditions such as arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, reduced mobility, or other chronic issues can gradually affect independence and quality of life. Of course, every person's experience is different. Some people remain healthy and active for decades, while others face challenges earlier. The point is not to create fear. The point is to recognize that health is never guaranteed, and time matters just as much as money. Family history can also provide important clues. If parents or grandparents experienced major health problems relatively early, it may be wise to consider that information when planning for the future. Genetics are not destiny, but they can influence risk. Lifestyle choices matter too, including exercise, diet, stress management, sleep, and regular medical care. Still, none of us can predict exactly how our later years will unfold. This is where the rule of 10 becomes useful. The idea is simple. Think about creating at least 10 meaningful years in retirement where you are still healthy enough to fully enjoy life. For some people, those years may begin at age 55. For others, maybe 60. The exact number is less important than the mindset behind it. The goal is to stop assuming that unlimited healthy years will automatically be waiting later. Many people imagine retirement as a permanent vacation that begins someday in the distant future. They assume they will eventually have endless time to travel, relax, explore hobbies, reconnect with family, and enjoy life at a slower pace. But retirement is not only about free time. It is about having the physical and mental ability to enjoy that free time fully. Imagine two people with similar financial resources. One retires at 58 and spends the next decade traveling, hiking, attending family events, learning new hobbies, and maintaining an active social life. Another works until 67 and finally retires with more money, but far less energy and flexibility. The second person may still enjoy retirement, but the experience could look very different from what they imagined years earlier. This doesn't mean everyone should retire early. Some people truly enjoy working and want to continue for personal fulfillment, social interaction, or intellectual stimulation. Others may need to continue working for financial reasons. Every situation is unique. The important thing is making intentional decisions instead of simply drifting through the years without asking whether your current path still aligns with your priorities. One reason people delay retirement unnecessarily is because of fear. Financial fear is incredibly powerful. Many adults worry constantly about running out of money. Headlines about inflation, rising healthcare costs, market downturns, and economic uncertainty can make retirement feel risky even for people who are relatively prepared. Because of this fear, many people believe they need to hit a specific savings number before retiring. The most common example is the idea that everyone needs at least $1 million. Over time, this number has become deeply embedded in retirement conversations. But the reality is much more personal than that. Retirement needs vary widely depending on lifestyle, location, housing costs, debt levels, healthcare expenses, and personal goals. Someone living modestly in a low-cost area with a paid-off home may need far less than someone maintaining an expensive lifestyle in a high-cost city. The real question is not whether you have reached an arbitrary number. The real question is whether your income sources and savings can reasonably support the life you actually want to live. For some retirees, Social Security combined with savings and modest spending may provide enough stability. Others may supplement retirement income with part-time work, rental income, or consulting. Retirement today is often more flexible than previous generations imagined. Many people no longer see retirement as a complete stop. Instead, they transition gradually into a lifestyle with more freedom and less stress. Another important topic in retirement planning is withdrawal strategy. Many financial discussions mention the 4% rule, a guideline suggesting retirees may be able to withdraw around 4% of their savings annually while reducing the risk of running out of money over time. While this concept has been widely discussed, it is not a guarantee or a universal formula. Every retirement plan should reflect personal circumstances, goals, and risk tolerance. The larger point is that retirement planning should involve flexibility rather than rigid perfection. Life rarely unfolds exactly according to plan. Markets rise and fall, expenses change, priorities shift, health situations evolve. Successful retirement often depends less on perfect predictions and more on adaptability. Some retirees reduce travel spending during difficult economic periods. Others delay large purchases or temporarily adjust discretionary expenses. Some choose part-time work because they enjoy staying active and social, not because they are in financial crisis. Building flexibility into retirement can reduce stress and create more confidence. At Golden Seniors Hub, we often encourage people to think beyond spreadsheets and ask deeper questions about quality of life. What experiences matter most to you? What activities make you feel alive and fulfilled? What relationships do you want to invest more time in? What dreams have been postponed for years because work consumed most of your schedule? For many people, retirement is not really about escaping work. It is about gaining control over time. During working years, schedules are often controlled by meetings, deadlines, commutes, responsibilities, and routines. Retirement can provide the freedom to choose how each day is spent. That freedom may involve traveling more. It may involve gardening, fishing, volunteering, painting, writing, or spending time with grandchildren. It may simply mean waking up without stress and enjoying peaceful mornings. The value of those moments becomes clearer as people grow older. Unfortunately, many adults postpone meaningful experiences for too long because they assume there will always be more time later. They delay trips they wanted to take. They postpone hobbies they always wanted to learn. They put off reconnecting with friends or focusing on personal goals. Years pass quickly, and eventually, some opportunities become harder to pursue. This is why intentional planning matters. The rule of 10 is not about creating pressure or unrealistic expectations. It is about encouraging people to think carefully about balancing financial security with quality of life. A helpful starting point is to honestly evaluate your current situation. Think about your finances, your health, your stress levels, and your long-term goals. Consider how you want to spend your later years. Would working fewer hours improve your quality of life now? Could a phased retirement approach provide more balance? Are there unnecessary expenses preventing greater flexibility? For some people, the answer may involve downsizing to a smaller home. For others, it may involve paying off debt more aggressively or simplifying lifestyle expectations. Sometimes financial freedom comes not from earning dramatically more money, but from reducing obligations and living more intentionally. Healthcare planning is also important. Medical expenses are one of the biggest concerns for retirees, especially in the United States. Understanding insurance coverage, savings needs, and healthcare options can make retirement decisions feel less overwhelming. Preventive care and healthy lifestyle habits may also improve both quality of life and long-term financial stability. Mental and emotional preparation matters too. Many people underestimate how much of their identity is connected to work. A career often provides structure, routine, social interaction, and a sense of purpose. Without preparation, retirement can initially feel unfamiliar or emotionally challenging. This is why building interests outside of work before retirement is so valuable. Strong friendships, hobbies, volunteer activities, faith communities, and family relationships can all help create a smoother transition. Retirement tends to feel more fulfilling when people move toward meaningful activities instead of simply moving away from work. Social connection is especially important as people age. Studies consistently show that loneliness and isolation can negatively affect both physical and mental health. Retirement should ideally create more opportunities for connection, not less. Spending time with family, participating in community activities, and maintaining friendships can all contribute to a healthier and happier lifestyle. Another important reality is that retirement does not always happen exactly when planned. Some people retire earlier than expected due to layoffs, caregiving responsibilities, or health concerns. Others continue working longer because they enjoy it or want additional financial security. Flexibility remains one of the most valuable tools in retirement planning because life can change unexpectedly. The emotional side of money also deserves attention. Some people continue working not because they truly need more income, but because saving and accumulating wealth has become psychologically tied to safety and control. Letting go of that mindset can be difficult, even when the numbers suggest retirement may already be possible. This does not mean people should act irresponsibly or ignore financial realities. Careful planning remains essential. But there is also a point where endlessly chasing more certainty may begin costing something equally important: time. Many retirees later say they wish they had retired slightly earlier while they still had more energy and fewer limitations. Others say they wish they had worried less and enjoyed more experiences with loved ones. These reflections appear again and again in retirement discussions. One of the most valuable exercises is imagining your ideal week in retirement. What would daily life actually look like? Where would you live? How would you spend your mornings and afternoons? Who would you spend time with? What activities would give you joy or meaning? The answers to these questions can help guide financial decisions more effectively than focusing only on abstract savings targets. Retirement planning becomes much more motivating when connected to a clear vision of life rather than just numbers on a screen. Some people discover they don't even want a traditional retirement. Instead of fully stopping work, they may choose flexible consulting, creative projects, mentoring, teaching, or seasonal work. Others may want to relocate, travel slowly, or spend more time caring for grandchildren. Modern retirement is increasingly personalized. Technology has also changed retirement opportunities. Remote work, online businesses, and flexible freelance options allow many retirees to earn supplemental income while maintaining more freedom and control over their schedules. For some people, this creates the perfect balance between financial stability and lifestyle flexibility. The Rule of 10 also reminds people to think about energy, not just lifespan. Two people may live the same number of years, but experience very different levels of health and independence. Protecting active years often matters more than simply extending years. This perspective can influence many life decisions beyond retirement itself. It may encourage healthier habits today, including exercise, better nutrition, stress reduction, and preventive health care. It may encourage stronger relationships and better work-life balance. It may even inspire people to stop postponing meaningful experiences indefinitely. Many adults become so focused on future security that they forget to fully experience the present. They assume happiness will finally arrive after one more promotion, one more savings milestone, or one more decade of work. But life does not always unfold according to perfect timelines. Balance matters. Preparing responsibly for the future is wise, but so is appreciating the healthy years available right now. Financial planning works best when it supports life instead of completely postponing it. At Golden Seniors Hub, we encourage thoughtful, realistic, and balanced retirement conversations. There is no universal perfect age to retire. Some people thrive working into their 70s. Others value earlier freedom and flexibility. The right answer depends on personal priorities, financial circumstances, health, and lifestyle goals. What matters most is making the decision consciously instead of drifting through years on autopilot. Ask yourself whether your current path reflects the life you truly want. Ask whether you are balancing future security with present well-being. Ask whether you are creating enough room for healthy and meaningful years outside of work. The Rule of 10 is ultimately about awareness. It is a reminder that time, health, and energy are limited resources just like money. Once certain years pass, they cannot be recovered later. That does not mean rushing into retirement unprepared. It simply means recognizing that waiting forever also carries a cost. A fulfilling retirement is not defined only by account balances. It is defined by freedom, purpose, relationships, health, peace of mind, and the ability to spend your days in ways that genuinely matter to you. Some of the happiest retirees are not necessarily the wealthiest. Often they are people who planned intentionally, lived within their means, maintained strong relationships, stayed active, and created meaningful routines beyond work. They focused not only on building wealth, but also on building a life they were excited to live. That is why retirement planning should always include both practical and personal questions. How much money do you need? What kind of lifestyle do you want? What experiences matter most? What trade-offs are acceptable to you? How much flexibility do you want in your daily life? These questions may not have perfect answers, but asking them can lead to better decisions and greater clarity. The future will always contain uncertainty. Markets will fluctuate. Expenses may rise. Unexpected events can happen. But uncertainty exists whether you retire at 58, 62, or 67. No amount of planning can remove all risk from life. The goal is not perfection. The goal is creating a thoughtful balance between financial preparedness and meaningful living. Many people spend years waiting for the perfect time to enjoy life more fully. But often, the perfect time never arrives exactly as expected. Responsibilities continue, fears remain, and goals keep moving further away. This is why intentional action matters. If your dream is to travel, start planning realistically now. If you want more time with family, think about how to create it sooner. If your current lifestyle leaves no room for health, hobbies, or meaningful experiences, ask what changes could create more balance. Retirement should not simply be viewed as the end of a career. It can also be the beginning of a new stage of life filled with flexibility, growth, connection, and purpose. The Rule of 10 serves as a reminder not to assume unlimited healthy years are automatically waiting in the future. Protecting even a decade of active, fulfilling retirement years can make an enormous difference in overall quality of life. In the end, everyone's journey will look different. Some people may prioritize maximum financial certainty. Others may prioritize earlier freedom and experiences. Neither approach is automatically right or wrong. What matters is understanding the trade-offs clearly and making decisions that align with your personal values. At Golden Seniors Hub, our goal is to encourage thoughtful conversations about aging, retirement, financial wellness, and quality of life. Growing older is not simply about adding more years. It is about making the years meaningful, active, connected, and fulfilling. The most important thing is to avoid drifting through life without intention. Time passes whether we pay attention to it or not. The healthiest and most energetic years of later life are valuable. Protecting them requires awareness, planning, and the willingness to think differently about what retirement really means. Instead of asking only, "How long can I keep working?" it may be more useful to ask, "How do I want to spend the years when I still have the health and energy to enjoy them most?" That single question can completely change the way people think about retirement, aging, and the future.